I wasn't gonna upload the video, but I have it saved and it's kind of bizarre. Listened to it a few times. But you see the far tree line? That big tree in the background? That's like 300 feet away. And as we start walking down this path, it's a 30-second mark in 3 seconds. Alright, so if you were 500 feet in the bush, and the bush is getting further away from the path as we walk. Excuse me, having a sip of coffee here. So if I'm walking down this path, and you're in the bush way over there in the distance, way over there where the top of those trees are, so that's like 1,000 feet or more now. If you want to keep up with me while I'm walking down this path, that only takes 1 minute to walk down to the spot where it first started, you'd have to cover a whole lot of ground really, really quickly to be able to end up at the end of the path right there where you see it. All right. So when I was here last, well, the second time I was here, I was doing owl calls. I hadn't done them in a while here, and coyote calls, or coy wolf calls. And I did my walk and then came back up through right to where this bend is, right in the road here. So it was right at this bend in the road that we're coming to that after I did the last owl call, I didn't hear nothing. But then you hear way over there in the distance a loud tree go snap. And then you hear trunks being hit, like with someone with a stick. And that's exactly what I thought. I thought, oh, it's just some guy banging a stick playing games with me, right? Until I heard it moving through the bush. And then I'm realizing like how far away the far end of the bush is compared to the path for something to be able to walk or run that fast and keep up with me, so they keep an eye inside of me and stay right beside me to the left. They'd have to be covering a whole lot of ground. And in the video, you don't see nothing, it's complete darkness, but you hear it. And you hear me saying the only way that'd be possible is that there's like one guy standing here, another 100 feet, another guy standing there, another 100 feet, another guy standing there, another 100 feet, another guy standing there, until you got like 10 people lined up, all with sticks in their hands, that just decide to bang large tree trunks or break the sticks. I don't think 10 people are going to go through that much effort just to try and freak out some hippie walking down a path that he's walked down like over 100 times now. So the video's upload, or the video I have on my phone, it's not upload, but you can hear the banging as I'm going. Because when it first started, I thought it was a deer. I thought, was that a deer that just broke something in the forest behind me or to the side of me? So I did like the deer call. And each time I did it, it starts banging, as you can hear in the video. Because you can't see it, remember, it's all black. So there's something in this bush. It's not shocking to me at all. That, like, you see those far trees in the background? Way up there, those tree trunks, so they're like probably 2,000 feet away now. Then you hit the back of the houses. And I've heard this thing like at least 5 times now. At least 5 times. And each time I've heard it, I'm thinking, nah, it's just some crackhead trying to scare me. Just banging rocks or banging sticks, I mean. Because lots of other people know about like Sasquatch and cryptids, and I guess there's like a cryptozoology, the people that study all these things. I didn't even know about that till a couple of years ago. So I'll upload the video, and you can see the bend of the corner is just right there. We just walked around it. So to those tree lines that I first pointed out in the video, that's them way in the background. And this is like at least 2,000 feet away. So if you were to stand in that bush 2,000 feet away and try and keep up with me while I'm just walking a normal pace, 1 minute down here, and you want to meet up with me at the end of this trail, you got to cover a whole lot of forest in a short amount of time. And that's exactly what this thing did, as you'll hear in the video. And then at the end of the video, I'm walking across a bridge, which is about, I guess, 5 minutes away from that spot where I first started recording in this video. It's about 5 minutes to get to the bridge. And when I walk to the bridge, I'm walking over the bridge, and I could smell weed. And I thought, aha! You know, it's your fleshly mind that wants to come up with excuses. And I was like, it was just some guy smoking weed in the bush, tripping me out. Without even realizing there's no way a guy in the bush smoking weed can travel that much distance that quickly. I still went with it. And then I turned around to confirm it. And when I turned around, I didn't smell the weed on the bridge anymore, or off the bridge, like coming in the direction from where I heard all the banging. You could only smell it on the bridge. But on the bridge, the wind blows because of the river. So it was just blowing it down from probably the road or somebody else that was sitting by the river getting high. And I walked back over the bridge again. And when I'm walking back over the bridge again, as soon as I step foot on it, I hear something below me on the bridge. And I think he even said in the video, there's someone underneath the bridge getting high, or I turned the video off then. And then I said, you better not try anything stupid. As soon as I said, you better not try anything stupid, you hear it start moving quickly under the bridge, right under my feet. And I got a little tripped out, just kind of braced myself for what's about to happen. And it was like a crane with like an 8-foot wingspan. The crane was sitting underneath the bridge, chilling out. And when he heard me walk over the bridge, go to the middle of the bridge, turn around, walk back over the bridge onto the path, and then turn around and come back on the bridge again, well, it was his sign to get the heck out of there. Because it's not normal behavior. As he sits there and listens to people cross the bridge every day, probably, or every night. So, whatever it is in here, going by the cryptozoologists, or cryptozoologists, whatever you want to call them, and just from my own experience, watching some videos online since I had an experience myself with not a Bigfoot, but an actual werewolf. And if these are the beasts that are going to be coming to devour man on the earth, people need to know about it. So their hearts won't fail. If you stand in front of a real live Hollywood werewolf, looking at you, drooling, sizing you up, getting ready to eat you, I think your heart's going to be doing a couple extra pumps. And if you're not prepared for it, you could literally die in fear of a heart attack. And things happen for a reason. And I kind of put this together when I first saw this thing. That it wasn't shown to me if I wasn't meant to tell other people. And this is after many years of contemplating it. Many months and days and weeks when it first happened. I was blocking it out of my mind, tell you the truth. And praying on it to see if it was meant for me to actually tell others. And then that went through some crap with the landlord. Taking me to court like 5 different times, trying to say I owed him $350 extra each month. And the judge kept telling him, you can't do this. This is fraud. You have to abide by the rent guidelines. But he didn't care. And we spent probably $50,000 to $100,000 on a lawyer for 5 freaking court appearances. Probably. For tenant court, to boot. And the lawyer finally told him, just steal his mail. He won't get the court papers, and if he doesn't show up to court, you're going to win. You'll be awarded whatever you put down there. So that's why he kept doing it. And each and every time it went to court, the judge kept saying the same thing. You can't do this. You can't do this. This is ludicrous. You just can't pick numbers out of the air, sir. He didn't care. So yeah, and then he physically came out and attacked me. That was his resort. If I wasn't staying in the guy's home and paying rent, well, I would have fought back instead of just defended myself. And a piece of shit like that wouldn't stand a chance. Because I went in my room and I grabbed my sword. Then I grabbed my gun. And then I put them both away and I said, no, he's not worth it. He's not worth doing time over. He's not worth going to jail for. So I put them both away and stepped back outside and said, hey, you need to get out of my house. What'd he do? Attacked me again. So because of all that, I had to make sure that when I'm going to court, I give off a good appearance on myself. I'm a good judge of character, good judge of reference. So I didn't want to be talking about none of this shit when that was going on. Excuse my French. So now that's all over and done with, and I got nothing to lose. I don't care anymore. I'll talk about it till I'm blue in the face. Anybody that wants to listen. And most people don't. Some people I've already opened up and told this to, and they're saying, oh, no, well, you saw this, you saw that. Maybe you're on drugs, maybe it was fear, maybe it was... Like, people come up with excuses. Come up with excuses. Instead of taking heed to the warning. So, and like I said, all this stuff has been written. It's all been written down, written scripture for people to know. If they don't want to know, they don't want to listen, then that's on them. It's not like these words haven't been around for over 2,000 years now. So, and you know, things like that happen to you in life. You keep it in. Doesn't serve anybody. Doesn't serve you. Doesn't serve to protect others. And all it does is eat you up inside. If you don't know how to handle it. I've been blessed, man, to have a lot of experiences in life where it prepared me for that. Where it wasn't a shock. It's still not a shock to me now. What was the shock is how this thing slowed down time. So it avoided hitting my windshield. As I'm doing 118 kilometers on cruise. 119, 118. You always keep it under 120. So you don't get tickets by the cops. So I'll upload it. You guys can give it a listen to. And tell me what you think. Most people are going to say, yeah, it's just a dude in there with a stick. But when you see the times that it took me to walk down that path, which is like 1 minute, and if you're 1,000 feet, let alone 2,000 feet at the end, like where it started, you're going to have to do a whole lot of running through thick bush like this, just so you can mess with some guy and not come out and reveal yourself. Don't. There's a lot more going on this earth than people realize. A lot more than meets the eye. I'm a living witness to it. This thing was like a Hollywood werewolf. Jumped right out in front of my car. Lands in a crouch. Say that's the concrete barrier. It lands right here. Right here. Even this is too far. This is probably 10 feet. Lands right there, 2 feet beside my car, in a crouching position. All right, I'm right here, sitting in my car driving. And I'm thinking, oh crap, don't move. And I didn't even really have time to process anything. But my thought was, don't jump. Instead, it turns its head, looks right at me, goes like this. Turns its head, looks in my eyes, and then shakes its head like a dog that ate something it didn't like. and then continues jumping right across my windshield as I'm doing 119 on cruise control. Didn't even have time to hit the brakes. There was no reaction time. It was that fast. There was no time to be scared, no time for adrenaline to kick in. There was no time for anything except for me to go like this. I kept this eye open and turned my head as far over to the left as I could, thinking this thing's coming through my windshield. Because it leaped right across the windshield. Like a ballerina, like it done it 1,000 times. Like it's used to doing it. Because it is used to doing it. It was hunting. Think about it. How many reports? I'm pretty sure no cops watch my channel, but how many police reports have you heard of vehicles on a highway, a long stretch of anywhere out in the country, where all of a sudden the driver loses control and they're missing? If you know David Pilates, Missing 411, he covers people that go missing all across Canada and the States. I should send him an email and ask him. But I guarantee you're going to hear, we get reports like that here and there. That we assume the person bumped their head, didn't know who they were, where they were, and they wandered off into the forest and got lost, and animals must have got them because we haven't seen any sign or trace of them. So if this thing knows it can jump in front of people's vehicles when they're doing 120 kilometers an hour, most people will swerve. I was taught when I was young, because I grew up in and around the country, you never swerve for an animal. Just hit the brakes, maintain your course. If you hit it, you hit it. And it took a lot of time for me to do that, because I still did. I swerved to avoid animals, swerved here and there, and had some close calls. So by the time I was in my mid-20s, I guess, or 30s, whenever I was driving, I would not do that. I'd maintain the course. So if these things know that people's human instincts are to swerve and lose control of the car and wipe out, they just simply walk up, grab you, and walk off. This thing had muscles on it like mad cow. You know that big cow? The viral cow that has all the muscles on it? The video, you probably seen it years ago. It's a cow on steroids. That's what this thing looked like, but way more muscles. Like the muscles didn't look like it belonged on that kind of a body. And especially the head. The head's bigger than like a Hollywood movie werewolf. It's quite a bit bigger. Like noticeably bigger. I want to say double, but it's not double the size, but almost. You could say 2/3 bigger, I guess. I guess that would be over double, right? But yeah. That's my story, man. I'm sticking to it. So now that I've spoken about it, I've walked basically like almost 20 minutes now through the bush talking about it. I wouldn't be surprised on the walk home if I hear it, unless I'm too tired and take the bus, which I might do because I have to go to the heart specialist tomorrow. Anyways, I'm here at my sitting spot. I smell someone burning plastic. Ay. I really messed up my back. It was from going to look at a place. And an old lady said she had a room for rent. Said she had 2 retired people living in there. And then when I was getting ready to go see it, she said she had 3 retired people living in there. And God bless her, as soon as she opened the door, that's all you could smell was cat urine. I was gonna turn around and leave. I didn't want to be rude. How many homes I've done that to that I've gone to look at for a room? Like as soon as they open the door, you can tell. It's just nasty. So I didn't. I went and looked. And even when you're sitting upstairs, that's all you can smell. She opened the bedroom door, that's all you can smell. Cat pee everywhere. So I just said to her on the way down the stairs, "Hey, do you have a cat?" She's like, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, I'm allergic." And she goes, "Oh, okay." I think she already knew. And when I looked at the toilet, you can see like 6 or 7 piss stains going right down the front of the toilet. So I said to her, "Oh, the toilet's not too clean, eh?" She goes, No, it's clean." I said, "No, it's not. You can see pee all the way down the front of it." She goes, No, there's no pee." And I said, "You just can't see it." And then she bent over to go look at it. And she still couldn't see it. And then took her finger and wiped her finger right through like all 6 or 7 pee streaks. And then showed me her finger and said, "Look, see?" And then smells her finger. I'm just like, oh my. I was going to say you might want to wash your hands after that, but I didn't. So on the way back, I went downtown and chilled and got a little bite to eat, sat around, and then on the way back, my back started killing me, man. I couldn't even stand up. I was going to like lay down on a park bench. That's how bad it was. And it's been, what, 3 days since then? I think 3 days. So it's just starting to get better now. And it feels like something's fractured. And it's the bus, man. The bus hits the bumps, and the bumps go right up my spine. I've been this way for like 2 decades now. Before I even broke my back. It just killed me. I wouldn't be in pain. Go and sit on a bus, go somewhere, and then I get off the bus, I'm in pain, no energy, and need to turn around and go home. I don't have a choice now. There's no choices. There's no one here helping me. I don't have a car anymore. It fell apart. So it's do what I gotta do or stay stuck in the same situation, man. And these people I'm living with are absolutely ludicrous. Like literally, I think they have mental problems. Like literally. There's no way you can act like that and not have mental problems. And I understand God put a strong delusion on them. Like very strong. That's what's going on. Anyways, there's a goose. Oh, he's got the babies with him. They got the babies. Hey guys. Aww. Aww. It's okay, buddy. It's okay, man. Hey guys. You got your babies? You got your babies? Alright. I'm glad I waited. I can see some baby geese. Huh. They're cute, eh? And I hope that's not the whole nursery, because there was 9 of them. 9 or 10 of them. And now there's only 3. Cute, eh? God bless them. Hey guys. Where am I gonna sit? Where am I gonna sit? Hey, where am I supposed to sit? Hey, this little guy. Cute, eh? You got little tiny wings. All right, God bless.